Hello, Rebel, G-Man Division 5B. It is now Game Week 3, or Game Week 4, but it's your Game Week 3 recap. I am Chug Manmilk, and I'm joined, of course, by Dr. Hep.
Hello.
Now, we're getting to the point where the leaderboards are starting to, actually matter. I'd still say 2 more game weeks before we check on the leaderboards proper, but there are some positions now forming in the leaderboard where we have some front runners who look like they could take it all the way and be playoff contenders for the entirety of the run. We have some people who really need to work quite a bit to salvage their seasons. It's not do or die yet because it is only game week 3 just gone. There in my last division last year or last season, we had people who were on top who then just fell out completely. So it's not a done thing, but we are now reaching that kind of important. What's the word? We're reaching
stretch goal or the half line.
Yeah, the stretch. We're now in that important quarter.
Yeah, it's basically what he's trying to tell you guys is if you want to make playoffs, it's kind of now we gotta start looking at it.
Yeah, definitely.
If you are at the bottom half of the leaderboard,
the people who are definitely at the bottom, of course, always have a chance that they can go on a tear.
Oh yeah, very much so.
But right now, kind of what we predicted in the fact that we were Orcs will definitely be up there. The High Elf team could very well be up there. Well, although it's Benny Boo compared to Raziel, who we predicted to be top, still Orcs are up there, and
Orcs up there.
The High Elves are also up there. But we won't really dwell on leaderboards too much, as we say. It's proper, in my opinion, to look at it in 2 weeks' time. Instead, we'll look at the results for Game Week 3. But of course, we're starting off with a Game Week 2 game because we didn't cover Animal versus Mego last week because we did ours early.
Exactly.
So now we're going to be covering the result of that human game and necromantic game in Week 2.
Yep.
Which was a board draw. It was a 1-1.
It was a 1-1.
Werewolf got the MVP. A Linesman got the MVP. I think Animal complained about that, and I would as well because Animal's big thing is that he needs the SPP to fall on the blitzers. But then again, it does get him closer to Rackle, in my opinion, which I think is a positive.
He did farm enough SPP on Liridas.
Yeah.
I believe it was to farm up a guard. At least.
He did farm up a guard. Yeah, he farmed up a guard.
Or Gandalf.
Because when we looked in the when I looked in the REBBL.net thing, it said, well, all the SPP for Mego fell on that wolf, which is all right because tackle or sidestep or whatever, and you have a superstar wolf. Maybe even getting to roll for Mighty Blow finally, but with how busted up Mego's team was at the beginning of the season, he kind of wants all that SPP to fall on the whites, which given guard, they're going to be more effective. But 1-1, not bad. Mego will be happy that he's stabilized his results, at least in that game.
It feels also sort of like Mego's team is kind of returning.
Yeah.
Because as he's progressing, he's not really taking many losses. He's taken some losses, which are expected with the team that he had to begin the season with.
Yeah.
But then again, he's such a good coach that he will progress it up and build it up to a new and better team.
Yeah, exactly, and Necro can get rolling quite quickly. I mean, obviously not as quickly as Elf teams or really effective Orc kill teams, but they can get there. If nothing because of their movement on the certain pieces. But that was game week 2. Glad to have covered that. Now we go into game week 3, which is everyone's been waiting for. We start off game week 3 with Zarat versus Grimtail. That is the Skaven versus the Nurgle.
Yeah, I quickly scammed through the game.
Okay.
Because I found out that I haven't done the Nurgle team yet.
Yeah.
So I skimmed through the game, and Zarat got hold of the ball first after kickoff, and after the ball was thrown into the pitch. Slow grind with turn 1 to 5. Then all of a sudden the moment 10 rat that he now has Just scored.
Yeah.
Just movement 10. Right, guys. Um, and then yeah, I mean that was basically that happened. Then the halftime. Well, after that, the Nurgle had a slow progress before trying to get back after 5 turns. Not really gonna happen with Nurgle.
Yeah.
As the rats did screen halftime, then Nurgle just clumped up in the middle, and the KO box for the rats were literally full.
Yeah.
On turn 16 for the rats, they had 3 players left for their 1 turn.
Okay.
They had a gutter runner, but not their movement 10. They had a mighty blow. The mighty blow. What's the blitzer? There you go.
Yeah, Storm Vermin. Yeah.
Storm vermin. That's the word I'm looking for. And a loner rat. So they basically did some loner violence, and they bashed a Nurgle warrior to the ground, but nothing other than that. Just a heads up, Sarat, if you're gonna do loner violence, don't do loner violence on turn 16, because if that loner would have killed that rotter loner, that loner would have stolen your MVP.
With level as well.
Yeah, a quick tip. Just like if you want to do, I fully support that you did the loner turn 16 violence. I fully support that, but do it on a normal player instead, even though it's red dice, because that would actually maybe hurt the other player. Then it might be worth the 5 SPP loss.
Yeah. In my view of this game is that the Nurgle will be much happier that this 1-1, because obviously Nurgle Season 1's horrible. And my kind of thing I would say for the Skaven now is assuming you know he's new to Skaven or he's a new coach in general. It seems that he can score, but now his objective is to score 2. He needs to learn either the 2-1 grind if he can do that, or just being able to put on so much pressure that you can go 2-0 up in the first half, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And saying that as well, I looked through the game and there was no freaking way Innovation would let go of that ball. They were literally a beast of Nurgle and like 3 warriors around that ball at all times.
Yeah.
It was a dumb, slow grind for Nurgle. It was the perfect game for Nurgle on the halftime.
Yeah, definitely. Our next game is going to be the Volgor Ravens versus Umi's Electric Boogaloo. That's Rich's T versus Bolterplot, but that won't be played until tomorrow. So
yeah, tomorrow 6 p.m. UTC +1.
Yeah, hopefully Rich's T will stream that.
Yep, I believe he will. Apparently, they both went away this weekend, so they kind of had to struggle to find time to play. They chatted a bit with Shubstep, I believe, and they came out to play it tomorrow instead. Yeah. So they will play it then.
We will cover this next week as well then. But, yeah, whatever. Next we have Defense of the Anagrams versus Path of Blood Bowl. That's Mego versus Falconmerc, Bretonians, and Necro. Unfortunately, another loss for Mego. And we were talking about, now he's stabilizing and then, 2-0 loss, but can hardly be blamed considering how well this Bretonian team is developing as well.
Oh yeah, and after this game, you're gonna shit yourself.
Yeah, I have read the chat, but we're gonna expose to everyone who hasn't seen it yet what exactly this Bretonian team is looking like. Basically,
it's a dumb team now.
Basically Bretonians are really bad because of like how stupid their skill access is on really weird players. But we'll see. We'll see. It does look like a game where actually, to be fair, blocking was dominated by Mego. 63 blocks succeeded. I know Frenzy is factored into that, but that's still significant. Unfortunately, we'll look at the teams again, but I mean, fortunately for Mego, he took nothing serious in terms of damage. And neither did Falconmerc in reality, but what it looks like is fairly-ish equal, probably more towards the Necromantic, that they got the more KOs, that kind of thing. But more injuries were inflicted by Defense of the Anagrams, considering 2 injuries and the kill. The kill is included in the injury, so it's more like an injury and a kill. That's all that means. So but it's equal, fairly equal, and as equal as it can really get, apart from just being one apiece.
Yeah.
But I guess the kind of versatility of that Bretonian team won the day.
Yeah, I feel so as well.
So
They won the game.
well done,
victoriously.
Falcon Merc. Our next game is your game, luckily.
Yeah, my game, and it was kind of funny, because in the first half we decided to have a shoot off.
Yeah.
So halftime 2-2 basically.
Okay.
Two turning each other back and forth. It was really funny. I started with the ball, so after that, on the halftime, he decided to just slow down, and I could not, for the love of God, find a way in. So it ended 3-2. And as I tried to one turn his ass, I failed on the first block to shove. So Nuffle said, "No, you have had enough," and I said, "Okay."
Well, that definitely matched our predictions that this would be kind of a shootout score, I believe, last week.
It was.
But the SPP generation was pretty good.
Yeah, 15 for me, 17 for him.
A very solid start for the Nomentano Athletics.
Oh yeah, that team is getting nastier and nastier per game.
And I think your Pro Elves, because of development, will speed up.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I got some solid level ups as well. So.
Definitely. But you know, I'm glad to see shootouts as they're always fun.
They're always fun.
Our next game will be Hounds of Nagash versus the Green Raiders. So that's Raving Raz versus King Khan.
Yep.
It's probably wise now to actually introduce this bet that went on.
Oh yeah, right. The bet. So basically, Benny hold out to his fellow Orc coach in the division and said, "If you lose this game, then you have to change your name to King Can't instead of King Can." And basically, King Can responded back to, "If I win this game, you're gonna change your name to Benny Boop," which is this lovely little black and white lady from the old times.
Yeah, the olden days. That's like before we had like proper made in Japan cartoon porn. We had that.
Yep.
And then
exactly.
when she showed her legs and it was absolutely racy.
Yeah, exactly. And funny enough, the Hounds of Nagash won the game. So now we don't have Benny Boo anymore. We got Benny Boop.
Yeah, and looking at this game, it seems like a fairly equal affair. Blocks succeeded were about the same. The injuries and removals were fairly equal. I mean, the KOs, I think, were slightly... There's one KO for the Green Raiders, and if that came back, which I think it did. Yeah, it did after 2 turns, after 2 tries, it came back. So that could be the difference, but probably not. I think what really made the difference here was if the Orcs failed their bashing game, or failed their score rather, the bashing game was probably fine, but just the sheer movement of those ghouls and the dodge inherent on them was probably enough to sort of catapult them over the end.
Yeah. I mean, a game like this, when you see the 1-0 result, it's hard to tell what happened if you haven't looked into the game.
Yeah.
And sorry to say, guys, we are, as recappers, also have lives sometimes.
Yeah, I have 2 divisions to recap, and this, that, and that.
Yeah. So and the games that I look into are basically randomized.
Yeah, definitely.
Each time. So.
But we also really appreciate when you guys like at us in the Discord and explain things we didn't know about. Yeah, that we really appreciate that, and we do read them, even if sometimes I'm less attentive. I quietly go, okay, yeah. But yeah, sounds like that kind of game can happen. Raving Raz has kind of a bit of a hard start to the season.
Mm-hmm.
He 1-0 losses are kind of, they can always swing on a different way on certain days. It's kind of unfortunate in a sense, I'm sure. But then again, I will say that the 2 Mighty Blow Blitzers probably are not as helping as much as a Garden and Mighty Blow Blitzer would have.
Yeah, I would see that as well.
Yeah. But our next game will be the other human team, the Demon Llamas, versus Harmold's at one
Just
time
one
looking
fight.
pretty nice Dark Elf team. And it was a 3-2
Yeah.
win, though, with some important frags for the human team.
Yeah.
So 2 deaths sustained. We'll look into the actual teams, but that's kind of massive. And there's other perms on the Dark Elf team.
Yeah. So basically, that game I skimmed through it real quick.
Yeah.
And Animal introduced, since his team were kind of behind in the building sense, he could buy in Halmund and a bribe. So basically, Saw and bribe. Saw set out on the box until turn 5, where Hammond actually scored. Then the Saw came alive, and from that, the elf kinda got hit, and it kinda got a bit more hit, and there weren't many elves left.
Were the was the saw like an actual factor, or was it just
Not really, I would say. It
Yeah.
was more of a, oh, this is a piece that can murder my pieces, so let's get it out,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So it wasn't really a threat that it did anything, but it was a threat because it was on the pitch.
Yeah, the best thing about Helmer is if you use him to shepherd the ball to sort of discourage him from dodging in, that kind of thing. I kind of, against a lot of elves, I feel like you can sometimes spend the inducement money a little bit better, depending on what you want to do. Like, for example, you could have gone a bribe, you could have gone a wizard and a babe, you could have gone a dirty player merc and a babe, I think. Dirty player merc would probably do more for injuries as long as they're getting all those fouls to be efficient and effective. But not too bad in discouraging people to discouraging an elf team from hitting you or basing up your ball carrier.
Or going down, basically.
But considering this is a 3-2 game, it wasn't like a simple 2-1 grind where that Saw was going to be really effective.
Like the humans scored and then the elves basically 2 turned back. And it was back and forth. It was that. Really was.
But it looks like a good SPP generation for both sides. Can't wait to see how their teams have developed in the meantime. And now we have our last game for the game week 3. That's Benny Boo or Benny Boops.
Yeah, Benny Boops.
Saucy Pigs.
Versus Drasax Yesteruni.
And finally, the Lizards have been kind of put down for the game week. 2 deaths, once again, a bit of a mauling.
Yeah.
The tail of the tape looks like they were just simply outbashed, which can sort of happen.
Who did predict that?
You, I suppose.
Who did say that this is gonna be a bash out, and the other guy, the guy that bashes the most wins?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but what really looks to what happened is the troll went absolutely insane. In a single game, he got 9 SBPs, so that's MVP obviously, and then 2 Kaz, unless he scored a touchdown through a pass. But
he rolled some pretty good level ups as well from that 9 SBP.
5 injuries inflicted. That's probably closer to a dicing than one can say. Considering both teams sort of had the same amount of mighty blow, you have to kind of feel for Drastak a bit. But wow.
I told you these both teams can snowball, and apparently this time it was Benny Boos.
Yeah, definitely. But that's game week 3 done. We're gonna now cover the teams that have level ups. I once again have my little notepad up.
Yep.
And this time, quite a few people actually have their teams leveled. So fantastic. So Richard's team can't cover. Falcon Merc we can cover. And oh boy, look at the stuff he's gotten.
Yeah, this is pretty insane, I would
Double Edge Blitzer. Mighty Blow piling on Blitzer.
Yeah. I don't know what just to say. Then congratulations.
Yeah, Blitzers are like a pretty good piece because they are general passing agility. But the problem is that the way they're built with Dauntless and Block, they should be the ones with Mighty Blow. They should be your killing pieces, but they just don't get the opportunity to. So it's either you can either dedicate a blocker, which is slower, it has wrestle, into being a Mighty Blow piling on piece. You have to wait for 2 doubles, and Falcon Merc did, and he got 2 doubles. And another issue this team, Bretonian team, has is that it's not particularly agile. Obviously, dodge 7 movement ain't bad, but they're not that agile. They don't have dedicated pull carrier. But now they do. They have a 5 edge one. He's everything.
He can literally giving that piece dodge next, and he will be anywhere.
Yeah.
We talked a bit, Falcon Merc and I, and I suggested that Leap is also a funny thing.
Leap is very useful because I mean, one turner, if he learns one turners or knows one turners, is already pretty bloody easy now. But Leap allows for not only that, potentially, in the worst case scenario where you have like diving tackle on the line and that kind of thing, but also you could, by all means, shove tackle as well on that Leap and tackle and have that just be a sacker. And it's not perfect because it's not wrestle for me. It's not perfect, but it's still amazing. It's so versatile having that 5 edge.
Sometimes for me, it feels like having that leap is like having helmet on the pitch, for example.
Yeah.
The skill alone scares people more than the use of the skill.
It really forces people to respect it and to...
Yeah, it's kind of the same when Elves induces their star player with the vampire thingy, the vampire skill.
Yeah, the Eldril Sidewinder.
Yeah, exactly. Where like, oh, it's on the pitch, this could happen. But if you never use it, and it's still that fear factor of that it's still there, it can produce stuff.
Yeah, and he's also now got like, he's back down to 11 for the next game unless he wants to buy an extra peasant, but he also has 30 players, so this team is pretty, apart from it needs the 2 more, and it will get it really quickly, the 2 more guard and the blockers, then this is a perfect Bretonian team.
Yeah, and this team is looking nasty.
This is now solidly Dark Horse. I wouldn't be surprised if it like leapfrogged over someone like the High Elves or the Orcs.
Yeah, this is a good looking Bretonian team, and you should be really proud.
Yeah. And here's your team.
Yeah, my team. Hooray! We got actually we got sidestep and block. So now my strength 4 catches even nastier to try to catch.
Yeah, definitely. You also have Nerves of Steel on the thrower.
Yeah, which is if you watch my videos, you already know the plan. I'm not gonna spoil them here for him.
Of course.
So head over to my YouTube channel. Not now, later after you're done with the recap.
Yeah.
And see what I'm planning to do with it. It's fun.
I have a feeling it is throw ball in tackle zone.
Kinda.
Apart from
he's meant to take that blow at least.
Yeah. Apart from needing the second blitzer to be blodged, this is looking like a pretty solid team. It just needs to get out of its like death spiral and then.
Yeah, because I lost another block lineman.
Yeah, I mean.
And it wasn't even the hurt one; it was the healthy one as well. So I'm kind of sad about that, but. Hey, they are elves. They are AV7.
At least all of your positionals are fine.
Yeah.
I mean, are you planning to either keep saving 60k for more linesmen, or are you going to go straight for the 3rd catcher now?
I don't know. That's the theory right now. Because if I lose more linemen in the next game, then I might need to look into buying more linemen.
Okay. Well, if you get a catcher, my suggestion would be build a wrestle one. They're really good.
Yeah, that's the plan. Maybe to do something in those lines.
Yeah. Next guy is Raz, but unfortunately Raz didn't get anything.
Yep.
So sorry, Raz. We're looking at your team. Still quite nice. You really need some guard. Billy Bones and Hector will get absolutely guard if given the opportunity. Also, he needs a thrower. My advice would be probably carry on Billy Bones just to get him the Billy Bones or Hector Barbosa needs to carry the ball now if you have no thrower.
Yeah, Hector Barbosa needs to carry the ball. I feel like. and if it is a snuggle case, hand it over to Canvantes Delon,
Yeah.
and then in the worst case scenario, score with him. But it's optimal to score on Black Orcs or the Blitzers at the moment.
Yeah. But we do have some level ups on Harmel's team.
Yeah, and we have some deaths as well.
Yeah, he lost 2 people, I think, and he had his Mighty Blow piece armor busted. But the armor busted Mighty Blow piece also leveled, so it's not a massive deal.
It now got dodge, which makes it blodge Mighty Blow. He lost his wrestler lineman, and he lost his kick lineman, who was also injured with a movement bust. So,
not the worst things in the world.
not the worst in the world, but I feel for the wrestle loss though, because that was a perfect lineman.
Yeah. When I'm looking at, did the Blitzer get like blocked to death by the troll or like a linesman or something, or did it like self-injure itself?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I unfortunately didn't catch that part.
I looked on the REBBL.net thing, and it said, here's where all the injury SPP like fell.
Okay.
And there was like 4 injuries or 4 like perms.
Yeah.
But 3, like 2 SPP boons in trackable places. So I don't know if Harmel, if you can post in the chat if you like injured one of your people by scolding out or GFIing or whatever, let us know because I'm curious.
It feels like the ogre did all the things to that team.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it came 2 casts from the ogre.
Yeah, and
So.
this elf team has gone from a very healthy-looking elf team into one that is on the verge of a death spiral if it's not careful.
Yeah, very much so. So be careful. It's still a good team, though.
Yeah, it's still a good team. It just needs to weather the next game week.
Yep.
Benny Boo's Orcs, I believe, did level up.
They did a fantastic level up.
Ooh, block on the troll. Now it's like not useless.
Now it's even more scary than it was versus Razak's team.
Yeah, I mean, deserves block because usually I don't like the troll to be fair, but if you're gonna give it, if it's gonna get block and then it gets guard and stand firm, then you might as well keep it about.
As long as you can.
Yeah, Benny Boo's team goes, however, from strength to strength. You can see why it's 3-0.
Yeah, you can see why it's 3-0. You can, as we told you in the first recap we ever did, the preview recap, that his blitzes needed level ups, and here they are. And all of a sudden, his team is looking kind of fantastic, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So he took our advice and did the best of things with it, basically.
And I'm proud of Benny. And as we all said, Orcs have the potential to explode in SPP and get their like level 2s and level 3s, which make them the efficient machine that they can be in a rookie division. So, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep. Seems
now,
like so.
Drastic didn't get any level ups, but he did lose a lot of players. Or a few players. It's not like a massive amount, but what Keeley he lost was a skink, which is, whatever, it's a skink.
Yeah, it's a skink.
But a Saurus, although Sauruses are relatively cheap and you can immediately replace it, it's still sad to lose.
It's still a Saurus.
Yeah.
It's still 80k from the bank.
Yeah, it's like, well, he's now 190k, so you can shrug his shoulders and go, whatever.
Yeah.
Worst.
I can feel him a bit though, since he actually just only rolled a 10k winning, since he had 180k before.
Wait, so he didn't clear out? He didn't clear out the 30k from his bank.
No, maybe. I don't know.
If he rolled 40k, now he's over the cap. Fair enough. But just like if you went into the game with 180k in your bank, don't do that because that just gives people like a free babe or pushes their like bribes into wizards potentially.
Yeah.
But he didn't lose.
I wouldn't think that he did that though.
Yeah.
Because I know Drasak is a better player than that. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But
so he probably didn't. But
yeah, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, Drastak, and say you didn't. But if you did do that, don't.
Also, he got a God Saurus now.
Yeah, the nice amount level. I think was the Guard Saurus there though before.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
not in week 2 because I'm cheating again.
You're cheating again. Well, that's good. That's good. The level 3 Sauruses are kind of important to the team. now he just needs to rear up one more Saurus, but the rest of the Sauruses are in MVP range, or are close to. If they get an MVP, will be close to leveling again for their second skill.
Yep.
But not terrible losses all around. He can afford to replace them. But
Yeah, very much so.
okay, next we do have Animal.
Yeah, and Animal's team is kind of funny because it happened in 2 stages, right?
Yeah.
So he actually gained some stuff from the last week, and then he gained some stuff from this week. So I have cheated again and already looked at this, but I closed them because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So let me take a second. There we go. I'm back. And he, from his first game, the week 2 game, so to say, he leveled a Blitzer with guard. Gandalf got guard, and Gary got the wrestle.
Yeah.
And from this week, he got his second guard on Legolas and a block on Marco.
Which is perfect. Gary being so close to tackle, just one more injury SPP, lovely. You know, that's almost the perfect linesman. The hard thing is that he has 2 blitzers out for the next game. But
Which
hey,
is versus me.
but hey, you know, Games Workshop only gives you 2 blitzers in the tabletop boxes, so I guess that's how you're supposed to play them, according to Games Workshop.
Yeah, he also got a guard on that ogre.
Yeah, the 3 guard now, this is looking peachy. As I was saying to, like, in the game week 1, 2, like, oh, you need all the guard, like, your team is just, like, kind of one-dimensional right now. But now it's like, this is an effective human team. All it needs is, like, a mighty blow on a blitzer and another guard piece, and then boom, you're perfect for the TV. I'm very happy with Animal's team, how it's going. And considering
better and better.
considering that win in this game week, he's really growing into having, like, it's a 1-1-1, it's a solid record. He can go either way now. He can go potentially become a dark horse, or, you know, if he loses, then, you know, but I don't think he will now. He's got that team behind him.
No. Exactly.
Did King Can get anything? He did. He got a block. He got a Sure Hands Ghoul.
Yeah, Sure Hands Ghoul. That's new.
That's necessary. There's not much I can say about that apart from it's necessary.
Yeah.
He needs
cool.
He needs block on it.
Yeah, it needs block on it, but a few touchdowns and some weird ass passes maybe, and it will be done.
Yeah, the second Ghoul that's on 5 needs to vanity pass if things go wrong for him. If I'd say what my objectives are for the game is 1, get a Kaz with Mortis, 2, score on the white, 3, throw that vanity pass with the Ghoul. The Ghoul can then either get block or wrestle, because this team needs a bit of a mobile Saka, in my opinion. And Roger's great.
Stop using Mr. T as your blitzer, because he now have 3 MVPs that he shouldn't have.
No, when Mr. T gets guard, he'll be amazing, of course.
Yeah, then you can keep him. If he gets guard on the next level up, you can keep him. But unless that, I would almost look into maybe if you want to fire him.
It's either fire him or give him fend, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he's good, but he's not worth 40 extra TV.
Precisely, yeah. But not much to say about the House of the Gash. It's still solid. But of course, we can now talk about the stupid high elf team that is almost 15,000.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what a team!
They are dumb.
So,
you take it.
Did Disco Ball have movement and edge up in week 2?
No, they didn't. They just had movement up when they faced me. So
now it's a stupid thrower that needs killing.
Yep. So he gained that agile up, and he gained a dodge and a block from me. Sorry guys, it seems like my team give everybody nice levels, so I kind of share the spread.
Well, everyone's going to be happy that they play you then, unless they lose. But even then,
it seems like so.
This team hasn't taken. That's the thing. We've talked about Harmel's potential death spiral, and we've spoken about how you've taken some injuries and how you're just running your positionals essentially, apart from maybe 1 or 2 not very good linesmen, and even then you're losing those. But this team hasn't had that tool. You have a fantastic blitzer. The thrower is like insanely, ridiculously good. The catcher just the second catcher just needs something to give it a bit of protection,
Yeah.
or get a wrestle for a Saka piece, and then this team is perfect for 1500.
And this team will come far. I can tell you that much.
I would be very surprised unless it just gets smashed in like a few game weeks if this team falls out of the playoff.
I can see it being tough for them versus the Wolves. Have they faced the Wolves yet?
I do not believe they have.
No, they haven't. So I can see them having a rough time versus the Wolves, as the Wolves have like Claw, Mighty Blow and stuff. So that might be the game to like tear this team apart.
But without tackle though,
True, very true.
But very great team, like very good team. Well done, Nabla. You're coming along. You're coming along nicely.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, this ain't good. Mego has untaken level ups.
Yeah. They played their game yesterday,
Yeah.
so I guess he haven't really had a thought about it. If he wanted to like talk to somebody about what to take or not.
Yeah, or he could have like got 2-0 and like been like and just quit out the game after like validating the game. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it could be a double, and then he's like mulling over whether to take dodge, which I would say probably take dodge.
Yeah, because break, tackle, dodge is so fun to use.
Yeah, but that flesh golem is certainly going to be either block or guard. It depends on what he thinks is the more necessary thing.
Yeah, and if we want to look at his progress, imagine, guys, from week 1 that he had no flesh golem, one flesh golem less and one white less, and now his team is looking like this.
Yeah, he now has the white back. He now has the flesh golem back. One of the flesh golems is leveled. He just needs like a ghoul now if he wants one, and then and also a bench. He has a few things in this rebuilding process, but you have to say, well done, Mego, for sticking it out and having a team that actually is worth a damn.
Yeah, exactly.
So Boldplop hasn't played, so we won't touch upon him at all. Neither has...
Innovation have played, but he
didn't
haven't
get
gained anything.
Did Zarak get anything? I don't think Zarak got anything either. No, Zarak didn't get anything. No, okay. So
he basically bought a bunch of linemen.
Okay.
That's what happened with his team.
So at least last 3 we're not going to cover. Sorry guys, you don't have the level up, so you're getting shafted here. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're getting shafted.
Yeah, but I guess that's fair enough.
The thrower got block, which apparently we couldn't cover last week, as he didn't have picked the level up yet back then.
Oh, okay.
So that's the only new thing, but it's a block thrower.
It's fine. It's either block or accurate, and you know.
Yeah, it's either or.
Now we go into game week 4. We're going to do our predictions to finish off the episode.
Yeah, I don't actually even know who I'm facing. Oh, yes, I do. And never mind, I do exactly.
You do. You face. Yeah, you just mentioned it.
Yeah.
But
I'm just dumb.
it's still early in the morning, I guess.
Yeah, let's blame it on that.
It's midday actually. But anyway, Boldplop versus Skaven.
Yeah.
So that's Sahu.
I can start. I believe Boulderplop will take this one home. I believe that the Dark Elves are better suited than the Rats at the moment.
Yeah.
That the Dark Elf can outbash the Rats. But the Rats might actually figure out how to use that movement 10 and do like really stupid shit with it.
My prediction, however, is because he's got a bunch of 1-1s now. Guess what, Zahi? You're getting 1-1 prediction every single game week. Yeah, this is going to be high scoring. I have to say, I think Skaven was going to edge it. Them not having a blitzer, one of their blitzers being out is massive. But I understand Dark Elves will have tackle and have a Mighty Blow Witch as well. But I just think 10 movement gut runners are stupid and can do whatever they want. It can just turn into a thing where they can essentially, even with they can either 2-turn you or 1-turn you with no real issue, while the Dark Elves will kind of have to try a lot harder to do their 2 turns.
Yeah, very much so. exactly.
Next game is going to be Mego versus
Innovation.
yeah. So now we have Nurgle versus the Necromantic.
Which is a 30 TV difference between the teams, and the 30 TV comes on, I guess, the Wolves.
Yeah.
Kinda. And it seems right now to me that Mego should win that one.
Mego has Claw Mighty Blow. That's just worth its weight in gold against this team. He can definitely just hit rotters for days and they just decay and die.
Exactly.
Although, of course, the strength advantage potentially means Mego might struggle, I still think that the removal potential is enough to give it to Mego.
Oh yeah,
2-1.
I think so as well.
2-1.
2-1. Yeah, I can see a 2-1 grind.
We have a kind of a dark horse off, or a dark horse versus a playoff contender in Rich's T versus Nabla.
Since Rich's T haven't played his game yet, and we both know that Rich's T is very efficient on SPP farming.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to predict this one yet.
Yeah,
because of that factor. Because if he rolls like really good shit, all of a sudden one of his blitzers might have another mighty blow or another guard piece, or like you see where I'm saying?
It would feel improper to predict one of these properly.
Exactly, but as the team stands right now, without the humans have played their games, I would say the High Elves.
Yeah, I would say High Elves.
2-1.
I would say High Elves 2-1, 3-1.
Yeah.
I would just.
But Rich T might pick up some important skills that will throw him the game.
If he gets something like tackle on a piece, then I'd see it more so.
I mean, Griff is also a great player and all.
So. Yeah. So many inducements being given away means you can always see a swing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The next game is going to be House of Nagash versus Defense of the Anagrams, Falcon Merc versus King Khan.
Yep. Sorry, King Khan, I can't root for you this game. I'm going to see Falcon Merc beat you 2-0.
I'm going to say King Khan has the potential because you have 2 mummies and they can always do stuff. And the fact is, with piling on Mighty Blow, with 5 Edge, with 1 Frenzy piece, he only has 1 piece that's Blodge. So it's not actually that hard for him to potentially get his pieces down. And although the piling on could be enough just to remove ghoul after ghoul, I don't know. I can definitely see this being like a 2-1 grind win for the undead.
Yep.
That's also because I just don't fancy Bretonians in most situations.
Yeah.
Now it's your pro elves versus animals.
Yeah.
Humans.
So you can shoot me first.
I'm gonna give it to you because losing 2 blitzers means he's way too slow, and a guard advantage isn't going to be enough to make up for the fact that you do have a bunch of 8 movement that also has blodge. He has that wrestle piece, which is going to be really helpful if you leave things slightly in range. He can definitely just like sack people and stop scores and that kind of thing, but I definitely think there's more to your team than his team right now with those 2 MGs.
Okay. I'm kind of afraid of Animal's team at the moment because of all the guard spam and the block spam that he has that I don't have at the moment. Sure enough, my strength 4 piece can do some funny stuff to his team, most likely, because it's been doing that all season. But I'm afraid that I will lose again.
Yeah.
I've been talking to some elf coaches, and I shouldn't be seeing my losses as losses, as pro elves kind of need a building season.
Yeah.
To be good. So I'm not too fussed about it. I think I'm gonna lose, but I'm going in hard, Animal, just so you know.
We couldn't ask any more of you apart from do your best, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
We now have Raz's Orcs versus Just Rooney, so Just Axe Lizards.
Yep.
this is a hard one because now you have a coach who has lost his last 3 games versus there's a team that by all means is still strong even after the setback of the last game. You kind of want to predict, this will be the game where Raz wins, and to be honest, Orcs can kind of go toe-to-toe-ish with the strength.
They can.
But the lack of guard, and there's no troll as well, and there's a Croxagore on the team means that it looks very 1-0 to me again.
Yeah, 1-0 Drastic. I believe Drastic is going to take this home. Off the skill, maybe. Sorry to say that, Rasil.
Yeah, it's just that we know Drastak's good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
and when Drastak has a slightly better team, and it also has had a better season, and we know he's a good coach. Obviously, not discounting Raz by any means. Raz very much looks to be a very decent coach. It's very just that there's just too many factors that say anything but. This is going to be a traditional bash fest where one bash team doesn't get around the corner, while the other one, because of the skinks maybe, has a better chance of scoring, and the 1-0 is looking very much more likely.
Yes, exactly.
But you could always just cast the nonsense out of the Lizard team like Benny did this week.
Yeah,
so
I mean, that could happen. We saw it happen this week, and it can happen again.
Yeah, good luck, Raz.
Yep.
Maybe those Mighty Blow Blitzers will definitely assassinate a few skinks.
Yeah, we can at least hope so.
And the last game will be Harmol's Dark Elves versus Benny's Orcs, and obviously because I don't know. This one's tough for me to say.
Is it tough? I actually believe in Benny that he can bring home the 4-0 here.
Yeah, 4-0. Oh, 4-0, yeah.
4-0, so to say.
Yeah.
Not 4-0, that would be insane, but a 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, somewhere around those stat lines.
I would say very much so. I mean, Dark Elves always have potential to do some pretty solid stuff.
Yeah.
I
mean, for me at the moment, the problem with Hammel's team versus Orcs is that they are basically the same TV value, but Benny's Orcs are just mid-maxed, where like the Hammel's Dark Elf team has to have like 2 or 3 loners, you know?
Yeah. I also want to point out just now, because I realized I committed one of the biggest faux pas you can possibly do when covering a division, is I assigned what's the word? I assigned what Harmel's team had to bottle plop early on, because I was like, the Mighty Blow's out. Like, no, okay. So I was wrong there. Bottle plop will do all right because he has all of his blitzers, he has Blodge, he has the Adshut linesman. Instead, the person who would be suffering is the fact that one of the blitzers is gone in this Orc game for Harmel. So apologies, Bottle plop. I got that one wrong. You'll do all right. You'll do all right against Zarat. Yeah. Whoopsie daisy. But we're already 45 minutes in, so I ain't gonna redo that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So to update what I think on both those games, with stuff being in for Bolt Plop against Zahu, I still think it's gonna be a 1-1 because I can't predict anything more. There will be no Mighty Blow or moving potential. But there is one Blodge, there is some Wrestle. He has all of his fast-moving pieces, so he can keep up a lot better. He just has less removal potential. While if we swing back down now to Harumul, who actually has the Mighty Blow Witch and all that.
Yeah.
Attack is a dead skill, so that kind of hurts for him in this matchup. But the Mighty Blow Witch Elf, one, helps control the pitch a bit. Can definitely surf people if he gives too much on the sidelines. And also, it does reduce a bunch of things to armor 8, effectively.
Yeah. I've been told that Orcs for elves, especially like Dark Elves, who's supposed to be the murderous kind of Agi 4 elf teams.
Yeah.
is kind of a fear factor for them because orcs have the same movement that they got almost. They are just beefier than them, and they can just beat the living crap out of your team. Where Dark Elves kind of have to be like, oh, we're gonna hit this target and go through here. And I suspect, sorry Hummel, that Benny Boo will take this matchup.
Yeah, Benny Boo's just doing so well, and his team's so effective. And the fact is that even something as simple as blocking the troll, which I don't really rate the troll on an orc team, but the fact is that you can't die that effectively anymore. You can't uphill die that effectively anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real... If Harmol can snipe every single target that he needs to and manage to get the ball free without taking any sort of casualties in response, then he can obviously make it into a 2-1. Otherwise, Benny Boo is just one who I would back here.
Yep, very much so. Very much so.
And that is, of course, the end of the predictions, and with that, the end of the recap.
Yep.
I'd like to say thank you again, Dr. Hep, for joining me. It's always a pleasure.
No worries. It's funny to hear that somebody said in the broadcast booth that I'm gonna sign off or something. But
Yeah,
then I read Botswana's Milks there, your name.
Yeah, my name, Chug.
I'm gonna read it out loud. I will never fire Hap. I barricade myself in the Rebel office before that happens. So apparently I must be doing something right.
You're doing well, definitely. I'm not gonna fire you. If layoffs happen, I'd rather see someone who doesn't pull his weight. You know, I don't know, like what's Harringsword ever done for Rebel?
Yeah, I don't know. The hardest man working in Rebel. Or what's the catchphrase? Something like that.
More like the laziest, clearly. But that is the recap. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thanks,
and again, don't at me for confusing the two Dark Elf teams. I know that's some sort of like racism, but don't do that. Catch you all later.
Catch you all on the flip side.